Hello, hello, hello. Can you guys hear me? If it feels really echoey to me. Don't know why. Hello, hello. Is that better? Oh, yep. The echo stopped. Do you guys have any questions? Hello. Any questions, guys? Just type them in the comment section. Hello. Can you guys hear me? If it feels really echoey to me. Hello, hello. Is that better? Oh, yep. The echo stopped. Do you guys have any questions? Hello? Any questions, guys? Just type them in the comment section. Go monster, and they have amazing personalities. They let me touch them and hand feed them. So I definitely think my red-tailed cats have a special place in my heart, and I do believe that in the future I'm definitely gonna have a lot of them, maybe 10 to 20 of them, just a school of red-tailed cats. Just be like crazy cool. And how big are my tiger Oscars? Well, I don't actually have any Oscars at the moment because my Oscars were given to me by my cousin and my auntie ages ago, and by the time I got them, they were already like really old, kept in a tiny 3 foot tank for about 8 to 10 years. So I had them for a few more years, and then they died in my pond. But there was no bite marks, nothing unusual. So I think that they died of natural causes. I know that people say they can live up to like 20 years in the best of conditions, but I know that these fish lived in a 3 foot tank, so I think their lives may have been hampered by that. Hey, Supramero Lero Fail Fall. Almost can't pronounce your name, bro. Just to remind you guys, sorry about the slight delay between what you guys are typing and my response time, because there's about a 20-second delay between me reading your comments and you guys seeing my response, so just keep that in mind. I'm glad that this is working though. Are you guys hearing everything really clearly, or is it kind of blurry? Hey, Hassoni20, what's up, bro? Good to see you from good to hear from you, man. It's cool that I'm seeing all your YouTube names, and because I'm used to seeing your Facebook names, so I'm not really familiar with any of you guys. So what fish do you guys keep, man? What are you guys' favorite fishes? Just list your favorite fishes down in the comments. I want to check out what you guys think about the monster fish world. So guys, what are your favorite fishes? Come on, let's see the comments. Oh man, Hasoni, I think, okay, let me just adjust my sound. One sec. Hello? I hope this is higher. Hope you guys can hear me better now. Um, I think that I really want to keep a school of, well, to be honest with you, I still haven't decided. I don't even know. I can't even say it because I feel like I'm lying. Um, I really, really want to try pea bass though. The things that I have a whole Amazonian collection now, and I just really want to complete that collection. The peacock bass is definitely one of the fish that I'm missing in my collection. I'm just really concerned about the jumping aspect, but I feel like maybe if they're in the big pond, they may jump less because my Arowanas barely jump. But I do really want to get those long-finned Oscars, the ornamental ones. I think they're pretty crazy. So, who knows, man? You know what? Eventually, I'll probably have them both. So maybe I shouldn't think too hard about it. Because there's a bit of lag, so it's hard for me to respond to these comments. You should put Oscars in your pond and tank. Yeah, the Oscars are pretty cool for ponds, especially I can imagine like a school of them. They're gonna be like, a pack of like friendlier piranhas like prowling the pond. I'm just scared that they might get eaten by my red-tailed cats because my red-tailed cats are gonna remain in my old pond. So they definitely have to be large enough, and I think when they reach a certain size, my red-tailed cats won't even bother with them because they only eat dead food now. But I'm just worried that they might get bullied by like maybe the Jardini and my other Arowanas who are quite big now, so we'll see. Yeah, I'm using this Wirecast program, and it's really echoey, man. I don't no idea how to get rid of it. Like, to be honest with you, I just wish that someone could come teach me how to do this shit. Uh, let's see. Okay, I hope that's better. Because I feel like when I reduce the sound, there's less echo. Hold on. Hello? Hello? Yeah, okay, there. Yeah, when I reduce the sound, there's less echo, but it's obviously softer. Can you guys hear me now? Well, there's quite a lot more of you than there was the last time I did this. It's a bit more fun, I guess. Get some 17 inches plus Oscars. Yeah, but by the time they're 17 inches, they're pretty much at the end of their lives already. Well, not really, but you know what I mean. Like, I like the satisfaction of growing the fish from when they're babies, so that you can kind of tell people, like, like I grew these since they were young, and you really build a bond with them, and they know who you are. Because Oscars are really the type of fish that really do recognize their owners, and everyone says so. Everyone who has them, so you really want to take the time to develop that bond with them from when they're young. Um, and I think that the only big fish that I'll actually buy willingly are rescue fish because there's a lot of big fish that people give back to fish shops, and then fish shops can't even, really keep them properly. So I think that yeah, the only big fish I'll take are rescue fish. Otherwise, I'd probably rather buy babies who have you know. Okay, it says here, have you ever tried a saltwater fish tank? No, I haven't tried a saltwater fish tank ever. I used to keep like angelfish and other smaller ornamental fish when I was young, but never saltwater because I guess it's just been always been a lot more daunting. First of all, there's the expense cost. Second of all, the maintenance and dealing with salinity and saltwater is a whole different game. And so many beautiful fish with salt water, but I remember my auntie used to have one, and all the fish just used to die because it's so hard to get the temperature and the salinity right. And I heard that in Malaysia, a lot of the saltwater fish that we get in fish shops are actually caught with a little bit of poison in the water. When the fish float up, the men just scoop them up. So the problem with that is that the fish tend to not be healthy. They survive for a few days and then they die. So I'm not really sure, but I do want to try saltwater, but I'm not sure if Malaysia is the best country to do it in, but we'll see. Yeah, man, Tarpon's Malaysia, but I do know for a fact that there are many, many, many fish shops in Singapore, since they are huge breeders of arowanas, freshwater stingrays, and goldfish, koi. Singaporeans love fish, man. So even though there's probably less than Malaysia, I know that they have tons of reputable fish shops. And First Flats asked, what kind of turtle do I have? I have two types of turtles. The one in my pond, the big guy, he's like massive. He's about this big, and he is a fly river turtle, or the more colloquial name is a pig-nosed turtle. They're fully aquatic freshwater turtles from Australia, and they're quite rare now and quite expensive. Um, they don't do well in pairs, so that's why I keep them by himself. And yeah, really awesome, eats everything. And my other turtles, obviously, my newest addition, my alligator snapping turtle. And hold on, yeah, alligator snapping turtle, which was pretty awesome because I think you guys have seen my latest videos, but I haven't done a feeding video. Apparently now he's really more comfortable in his new home and he's eating like crazy. When I first got him, he was quite scared and I'd have to leave the food there and run away and then I'd come back and the food's gone. But now apparently he just smashes it. Yep, Hassoni, Tarpons are amazing. Hey Simon Tai, I think you've got a fan here. Katsudin. I have no idea who Katsudin is because it's a YouTube name. Who are you? Who are you in real life, Katsudin? Okay, hold on. I got more messages here. Pearl or BD Ray? Hold on. I'm not sure if I know what you mean by those shortcut terms for these rays, but my favorite rays are the Henleys, which are the Henleys are pretty much the black ones with the white polka dots. I think they're just awesome, man. They look a bit like handbags to be honest, but I just think that they're amazing because even saltwater rays don't come in those colors. It's just so striking. So my favorite's definitely the Henleys, and I love even the diamond Henleys with the the ring of diamonds around their bodies. Those are really expensive and rare. So yeah, those are pretty cool. Um, Noah Corbett, how big is your holding tank? Well, my grow tank right now is 600 gallons, and it measures 9 feet by 3 feet by 3 feet. And then I also have another fiberglass tank, which measures 5 feet by 3 feet by about 2 feet deep. 1 second. Oh man, hold on. The comments are pretty fast. How come you don't have rays? I used to have rays. I love them so much. I had two hybrid rays, which everyone tells me aren't worth anything, but I didn't care because I just wanted to keep them just to try them out. And they were doing amazingly well. I even trained them to eat like pellets and dead food. And then I put my Arowanas and koi inside the same tank. Big mistake because they got crazy stressed out. The Arowanas like were too aggressive during feeding, really stressed them out, and they actually like ended up dying. So a huge mistake. Like I would do in the future if I got rays is that you just keep rays with rays, and that's it. Like don't let any other fish stress them out. You can keep them really docile fish, but I've heard like horror freak stories of rays actually piercing other fish, and then both fish will end up dying. So if I do keep rays in the future, it'll be like pure rays, nothing else inside. Um, love rays though. And their necks can stretch to 3/4 the length of their shell. So don't even put your hand like behind their necks as they can turn around and bite you. Amazing turtles though. Really sensitive shells though. They need a lot of care. Would I try American soulfish? Well, you know what? I have no idea what they are, but as for type of fish I would try, I love fish that live really long. I'm talking like 15 plus years, and those are usually the larger breeds because I like building relationships and I like a challenge of longevity. So definitely Hassoni black diamond rays. Yes, I think black diamond rays. That's exactly what I was describing. The black ones with the ring of diamonds around it. Beautiful rays. I know they're crazy expensive in Malaysia. They're like I don't know, like 10 grand, over 10 grand each. Amazing fish. Supreme Mirror or a fall, dude. You thinking about breeding any of your monsters in the future? Wow. Well, you see, in this pond, it was never really an option because even if my fish did pair off in this current pond, I'm pretty sure my paku or the other fish would have eaten all the eggs. So it's really difficult even if they try to protect their eggs. But in my two new ponds being built, a lot of the fish are going to be spread out between them and they'll have a lot more open space to themselves. So you know what? Who knows? I'm not gonna specifically try to breed them because that's not really what I'm about, and I don't really want to have the responsibility of actively trying to breed them and then not being able to house, say, like 100 baby arowanas. So that's not what I'm trying to do. But if they do happen to breed, I'm not gonna stop them either, because if they do happen to breed, of course I'll take care of the babies. I'll find the solution. But no, I'm not actively out to breed them. Definitely not. I'm just gonna, one sec guys, I'm just gonna try, we keep the comments rolling. I'm just gonna try and enable monetization for this stream. One sec. I'm loving the comments, guys. Pretty good. Hey Don, are you here, Don? I just got a Facebook message from you. Oh, that's you, Don. Nice. Hey, bro. Thanks for the support. Appreciate it. Sorry, guys. I'm just editing my video now to enable monetization. Yeah, I think I already did enable monetization. Oh, you know what? Never mind. Forget this. Yeah, sorry about receiving comments really late, guys, because I know that there's they do it purposely. Like most live stream programs now have a 20-second delay, or more than 20-second, maybe even 30-second delay for this one. I think they do it purposely because it takes time for the video to render. So it's, what I'm saying to you now isn't gonna get to you until like 30-40 seconds later. So it's really it's not that I'm not getting your comments, it's that I'm responding to you late because of the delay. Okay, let's see these questions. Hey Don, yep, that's you. Katsudin is Don. Hey Don, by the way, congratulations on it's gonna be near the house and stuff. It's not in a random field, it's gonna be in a proper location. That's gonna be nice. Sorry, audio a bit soft. I'm gonna turn it a bit louder now. Is that better? Okay. Gonna turn the volume up. Okay, so let me just get to these comments 1 second. I'm just trying to get them in order. Would you say that the Mekong catfish is too big? Absolutely. I do think I mean, technically, could I keep the Mekong catfish in my new 100-foot pond? Yes, I could. But first of all, I'm well aware that the Mekong catfish is really endangered right now, because I think a lot of scientists have tried to go fishing for them, and it's really hard to find them, even though they're actively trying in the Mekong River. So I wouldn't really aim to buy them. I wouldn't ask my guy, the supplier, to like, try and get them for me. But if it happened to be in a fish shop already, and I know that then it's kept in a shitty 1-foot tank, then maybe I would buy it. That's a possibility. But is it bigger? Is it too big for the majority of even the largest of home ponds? Yeah, it is. But maybe in a 100-foot pond, it could be better than the life that would be doomed if I didn't buy it and left it at a fish shop. So it's a possibility. The problem is that I'd never know what a Mekong catfish is, since it looks so much like a prune shark or a reticent shark. So I'd probably get tricked into paying more than it's actually worth. Yeah. I hope the audio is better now though, guys, because I turned it up a bit. So I hope it's good. Cool. Okay. One sec, guys, just refreshing that page. Just refreshing the page where all your comments come in. Hmm. Oh man, I'm getting all these comments that I didn't see before. Sorry. This is really confusing. Sorry guys, this is the first time I'm doing this live stream thing. I'm getting really confused with all these comments. Like the last comment that's shown here is at 11:47. And some people that I didn't even see before, Lance Regas and MSD. Oh, here we go, here we go. Where am I from? I'm from Malaysia, but I'm currently studying in Australia. Here we go. I'm just gonna answer these old questions because I didn't actually see them from before. Sorry about this. But Lance, hello bro. Yo, sorry. MSD, Ivor, Jardini, Arowana, Tiger, Shovel, Nose, UTC. That's awesome. Great fish. Hey guys, grilled, but I grew them as food fish from the start though. Would I eat my fish in an emergency situation? Nah, bro, I honestly don't think I could because, you know, they're like my babies to me, man. So I definitely do not think I could eat them. But you know what? Like, I don't really judge you for eating your paku because your bread is food fish, and I know that paku are very famous food fish because they grow crazy fast and they have nice white meat. So, you know, more power to you, man. Especially since they were bred to be food. But nah, I don't think I could eat my fish. Sorry, I didn't even see that comment before. I actually had to check my YouTube page for it. Um, Kasoni, have I ever thought about keeping a Nile perch? A couple of people have suggested it to me because I know that they can grow really big, like most perches can. I think the perch I'm interested in getting are probably the platinum perches and the golden perch. I think that they're just unbelievable fish, and those ones will probably tempt me into getting them. And I love how big they can get, and yeah, amazing feeders. But it's a bit difficult because I have so many different types of predators, so I have to keep in mind that I have to try and, you know, assimilate and make sure that my predators get along. Like, I'm not sure if you guys know, but right now I have my um freaking Walagos hate each other, so I have to keep them in separate ponds in the future, and that's just a bit of a confusing thing. So I don't want to get too many fish that I can't keep together, otherwise I'm gonna be broke, pretty much. Have I thought about keeping more exotics like tigrinus, datnoids, and peacock bass? Absolutely, Voddy. I have. I'm probably gonna get pea bass in the near future. Thinking with it for probably within the next year or less. Um, Tigrinus have been really interesting. They're very difficult to find, and the ones that you can find cost thousands of ringgit or even like hundreds of ringgit for tiny babies, and they only grow to like 20 plus inches, right? So I don't really have a place where I can keep them. Well, actually, I do. I do actually have a place I can keep them, but I'm afraid that you know, they may not be able to compete. Like in my pond right now, the prune sharks and red-tailed cats and walagos are monsters. Like, so I don't really know, um, you know, if I have a place to keep them at the moment. That, you know, if I keep something like tigrinus, I want it to be alone. I want it to be safe, and I don't want it competing with the other monsters for food. Datnoids? I had some datnoids before. I had like 8 of them or 10 of them, and it wasn't the best experience for me because, first of all, they were really fussy. But eventually, I did get them on prepared prawns, and that was fine shrimps. And then I kept them with some other fish that grew too fast, and datnoids. I didn't really know this when I first bought them. I'm ashamed to admit, but they grow so slowly, so they couldn't compete in size. And then I had to give them back to the fish shop because they were getting picked on by the fish that were growing too big. So I don't really have a good experience with dats. If I do get dats, I'll probably buy them when they're big already, because those fish need a lot of time. Good night, Winsu. Yeah, I'll see you again soon, hopefully in real life. Thanks for the support, dude. Sweet dreams. Um, thought about keeping. Have I thought about keeping a KBL? And what about plans for your tank? Are you gonna keep P-Bass or Oscars? I have no idea what KBL is, so you're gonna have to put the full name for me, please. And plans for my tank. You know what? Write these questions. Like it says here. Oh, sorry, guys. I can't just scroll down. Have you ever thought about keeping? Hold on. Filtration for your new setup, you're going with gravel eco thing. Recently put, yes I am. That's exactly the filtration. Thinking about this filtration is that it's pretty crazy that with a pond this size, 100 foot by 20 foot, the footprint is going to be massive, and this makes it even better with this filtration. What this filtration does is obviously it simulates nature, and the bigger the pond that you have, the better it can simulate nature, obviously, because you have more water volume and footprint. So I think that this system thrives. The bigger it is, the better it gets, and it's something that at this size, a sump filtration will have to be massive. Like it's gonna have to be like a freaking 80-foot sump filtration to even compete with this natural filtration. And can you imagine how much like, you know, filter media you need for sump filtration that big? So I think this is definitely the best bet to go for a 100-foot pond for sure. My favorite fish, why I answered this earlier, definitely. Thanks for the question, Janos. My favorite fish for sure, my red-tailed cats. They're like my pride and joy. Brought them up from 12 years, bro. Like can't really choose any other fish but that. Okay, it says here Supra Merolora, dude. I hear Pima is rich meat as well. Yeah, dude. Arapaima are actually food fish in Amazon. I don't know if you guys know, but they actually a very easy source of food because first of all, they're big and they're easy to see, so fishermen can spear them easily. Their meat is really beautiful and beautiful white meat, and also in fish farms they grow crazily fast. So again, they make a great food fish. A lot of people eat them in Brazil. No judgment. It's all good, you know. It's just a way of living. I probably would have eaten them as well before I kept them as pets, but now I probably can't eat them. Alright. What kind of pea bass will you have in the future? Well, you know me, man. Like, I gotta go. The bigger, the better. The better. It's gotta be the Temensis, bro. The biggest types of pea bass, the Temensis. Definitely. Oh, sorry. There's a lot of questions. One sec. How old are my silver Arowanas? Oh, my biggest one is my biggest silver is approaching 9 years now. 9 years old in total, because my driver had him for about 4 years or so, and then I've had him for the past 5 years, and he's just, yeah, I'd say 9, 10 years, just under 10 years, I reckon. And then my smallest silvers, you know, probably 5 year mark, probably the 5 years. I got them like way after. By the time I got my other silvers, my biggest Arowana was already huge, so probably 4 or 5 years, I reckon. Safe bet. 2008 to 9. Um, would I try Will's catfish? Absolutely, because I know that Will's catfish can do well in hot climate because they find them in the south of Italy. Hot climate, they grow beautifully. They also do well in cold climates, but of course in hot climates they grow a lot faster. So I would try Will's catfish, but I'm a bit concerned that they just might eat everything. So I might have to keep them with the big guns, you know, the Walagos and the Arapaimas. We'll see how that goes. Any advice for someone who wants to get a pair of Arapaimas? The feeding stuff badly needs some advice. Abang Otai. Well, first of all, Bang, I'd say head to my YouTube channel, check out the Arapaima Care Guide. That's the best place, which is, sorry, my math is really bad, 2,000 square feet. So 2,000 square feet will be the footprint of my new pond. And this is important because this is the surface area that will be holding all the biological gravel that the EcoSans filtration utilizes. So it's going to be 2,000 square foot of gravel, and I'm not even counting the depth of the gravel. So it's going to be a crazy amount of gravel, and that the more the better, because the more it is, the more it'll simulate Mother Nature and how it processes ammonium nitrates in the water. Okay, Supramerolurafol. Honestly, dude, I would be paranoid about fish swallowing pebbles when feeding, especially bottom feeders like RTCs. Yeah, you know what? Sometimes they probably do. I'm not surprised, but I see my fish when they eat. They're pretty accurate actually. Because you see the pebbles are pretty big in my pond. So what they do is they put the fine gravel at the bottom, and then they put a net, and then they put bigger rocks on the top. So they don't actually suck in a lot of the smaller gravels all buried underneath, and if they do happen to get a big rock in their mouth, they easily spit it out. And I see them spit out rocks all the time, so you know, in the wild there are rocks and there are pebbles and there is gravel in the wild, and the fish do just fine. You know, it's part of nature, so I think they'll be fine. Whoa, guys, there's so many comments. My throat is going right now. 1 second. This is really different from before, man. I remember when I did this before, there was barely anyone here. And this time, I didn't even give any notice. I just went live immediately, and you guys all coming out of nowhere. It's crazy. Okay, sorry. I don't know why my throat's going. I'm not used to talking so much. Freshwater barramundi. Yeah, man. I think barramundis, aren't they just perch though? I think a perch is another name for barramundi. Barramundis are amazing fish, and I said earlier that I'd love to keep a golden one or a platinum one. That'll be insane. I love the way they feed. They've got big ass mouths and pretty aggressive feeders. Awesome fish, man. Might consider it in the future. Who knows? And hey, Louis Burimba. I remember a lot of your questions from Facebook, bro. Thanks for coming to the live stream. I remember like answering a few of your questions. When my new ponds be ready? Sometime next year, bro. But don't worry, I really promise you guys tons of updates. I'm gonna be documenting the construction of my new pond and everything religiously. I'm not gonna miss anything. So when I get some footage, you guys will see it. I promise you. Keep you up to date. But I can tell you one thing now. Right now with my fish guy, I'm going over plans for waterfall, and I got a couple of ideas. But I think I can show you guys a few. Don't know if this will work on my phone, but I've got a few ideas for like some waterfalls. So hold on. So the first idea is pretty cool. This is the first one. I don't know if you guys can see this, but I think you can kind of can. Yeah, it's not very, you can't see the color unfortunately because of the live stream, but that's like one of them. Pretty cool. The other one is like kind of like a natural, oops, kind of like a natural rock formation like that. That size they really get aggressive, so even when they're small and not that aggressive, don't be fooled. If you're keeping them alone, either will do. Both are actually pretty similar in temperament. They're both very moody and angry. And in terms of feeding, I think greens are definitely less fussy. So if this is like your first real attempt at Arowanas, I'd actually say go for the green Arowana. That's my advice, bro. Go for the green. So yes, Shaf, green Arowana, that's my advice. And they look beautiful as well. Both look beautiful, but I just think in terms of like less fussiness, it'll help you out. And Hasoni says, I hope that you will get the toe kind of Temensis, Asu and Paka. No idea what they are, but I'll definitely do more research, obviously, because you're schooling me right now about Temensis, so definitely need to check that out. Jay How, just going to ignore that comment. When did you start fish keeping? I started fish keeping when I was 11. In fact, I think it was for my 12th birthday or 11th birthday. My parents bought me a flower horn, and after that, like, you know, after that predator, like, crave that I got for my flower horn, couldn't stop, man. And then I got a red-tailed catfish like a year later. Man, that was it for me. My hobby just took off. So I was about 11, 12 years old, more than 10 years ago. V. Elliot, do I have a garfish? I have two. I've had them since 2008. They're about 38, 40 inches each now, or even more actually. Probably more. They're about 40 plus inches each. Pretty awesome. They eat whole fish. They find it hard to compete with most of my other predators, but yeah, they're one of my older fishes, pretty hardy. True Hepnerd, I'm glad you asked this question. Would I do a pirabai catfish? They are my ultimate dream fish right this second. Like, if I could have any fish in the world, like, other than the fish I already have, it's gotta be the pirabai, bro. They are the true monster catfish of the Amazon. If Arapamas are the kings of the Amazon, if Mekong catfish are the kings of the Mekong River, pirabais are the king of catfish, period, you know? Mekongs may be bigger in terms of like mass and size, but pirabais are like big ass predators, so it's kind of different, you know what I mean? Mekongs are pretty friendly and stuff. Man, definitely do pirabai catfish. Hard to find, bro, but I really want one. Would I go fishing in my pond? No, I don't. In fact, even going fishing normally when I used to do with my cousins, I never liked taking the freaking hook out of their mouths because I just thought it was really cruel. So I don't actually fish anymore anywhere. So definitely wouldn't fish my own pond, do that to my fish. Tell us more about your filtration. Well, I don't really know what to say. At the present, both my tank and my ponds are using a combination of EcoSan's biological undergravel filter plus some filtrations because the size of my pond and tank means that the EcoSans is great, but because of the volume of waste that my fish produce, since I keep big predators and a lot of them, and I overstock both my top pond and my tank, I run the sump filtration in conjunction with the biological undergravel filter so that it can get rid of all the waste and all that. So I have a double filtration running. Don't know if it's recommended, but at least the water's really clean. Um, okay. Jay, how you better fucking call me or filtration running. Don't know if it's recommended, but at least the water's really clean. Hey Imran, did you just see an advert of my videos, by the way? EcoSan filtration, they charge per square foot of the footprint of your tank or pond, and also they they also charge differently depending on how big your pond is. So, for example, if you have a really big pond, they will give you a discounted rate per square foot. But if you have a smaller tank, to make it worth their while, they charge you more. So the price really differs. You really have to give me your footprint or give the EcoSans people your footprint, and they can quote you a price. So there's not a fixed price for it. It really depends on the size of your enclosure, to be honest. Did you just see an advert of my videos, by the way? EcoSan filtration, they charge per square foot. No, no, not the same house, bro. Different houses. This is gonna be my new house somewhere else. So, but don't worry, my current pond and tanks will still be there. This is just a different location, about 40 minutes away or so. Questions from Twitter, Jay? How? No, no questions from Twitter because I don't use my Twitter anymore. Hate Twitter. Besides, I have no answers for you, Jinhao, until you give me some answers. Know what I mean? Oh yeah. I'm just gonna check the video on another forum so I can see the comments in case I missed any out. Go. Okay, here we go. Would you do snakeheads? Okay, here we go. Yes, I do. I love snakeheads, bro. Like, to be honest with you, I've always had a soft spot for snakeheads because they're just I used to keep snakeheads and I had to give them away because they kept jumping and my parents hated them. But and they're a lot of trouble actually. They tend to kill themselves a lot because they keep jumping and internal bleeding. You know what? Maybe I wouldn't keep them, but if I yeah, I don't know. Snakeheads are just a lot of trouble, but it's pretty awesome. Like if you were to keep snakeheads, you probably have to keep them in like a big ass pond and just by themselves so they don't get internal bled. But yeah, I don't know, man. My comments in my YouTube video here seems to be updating faster. Okay, will I keep rays in my new pond? You know what? Um, Probably not. I've just had a really bad experience with keeping rays with other types of fish because they get really easily stressed out and it actually kills them. Like, another fish gets stressed out, it just doesn't eat for a while, and then it kind of recovers. They actually die, so I don't really want to keep rays with other fish. I'd rather just keep them by themselves, if I'm honest with you. Maybe even when they're really big though, because mine were really big when they were stressed out by my Arapamas. And if I have a pond though with really docile fish, I may, because I think one side of my new pond will not have very aggressive feeding fish, but even then, accidents happen, rays of stingers. I'd rather just keep rays with rays, to be honest. If I keep rays, I want to do it the right way, all ray tank. My Big Fat Geek channel. What's your opinion on the Bangarias? Everything of keeping any of them. Okay, what you're referring to is that Indian catfish, the one from River Monsters, the Gunj catfish. That's what you're referring to, right? The Bangarias yareli. Um, Man, to be honest with you, they just look like devils, don't they? They really do look like devils, and I've seen them in fish shops actually, but they kind of freak me out in a way, and especially the fact that they eat like dead bodies, kind of like rubs me the wrong way. So I've never really considered getting some before, but I heard that they're really aggressive and they don't do so well with other fish. So maybe one day, but not anytime soon. I don't think I'm ready for that. I already have wallagers, which are monsters in their own right. What's the craziest fish I've seen for sale? What have I seen? I've seen some pretty crazy shit. Well, alligator snapper is pretty crazy. It's not a fish though. I've seen everything like armatus, tigerfish. Oh yeah, I've seen a dugong for sale. That's got that dude. Okay, they're mammals. I know they're mammals, so they're not fish. But come on, like I've seen a dugong, like a freaking dugong for sale. Like the freshwater Amazonian dugongs that eat like cabbages and shit. Like the big ass cows that make arapamas look small. I've seen those for sale. They were like 90 inches long, 93 inches. That is pretty freaking insane, bro. Yeah, that's the craziest. Because come on, man. Like, who the hell can keep a dugong? I guess my new pond can, but I still wouldn't buy them. It's pretty ridiculous. Um, okay, Hasoni20. Dude, I keep 5 different snakeheads and I've never had any problem with them. They're really tough. They don't. Nice. Okay, cool. Um, hmm, Interesting. Yeah, it's good that you've had good experiences with snakeheads. I don't know why mine used to like jump and stuff. Maybe they were just uncomfortable in those tanks or the water wasn't quite right. But I'm not really sure. I've had like really bad luck with snakeheads, to be honest. They always seem really hyper aggressive. But you know what? Like I might give them another go. Probably I think the coldest is like low 20s actually. Probably not sure, but only for a short period of time. Cool. This has been pretty fun, guys. Tons of questions, man. Any more questions? I'll do, I don't know, 3 more questions and then I'll go to bed because it's pretty late here. I just want to test it out. I've been here for like a long time already. How long have I been streaming for? I've been streaming for over an hour now. So I'll do 3 more questions from you guys. That'll be great. If there are 3 more questions. I'll just chuck in another advert in there. Any questions, guys? Last questions before I go to bed? Okay, here we go. It says here, Albino silver arowanas. I'm trying to import some. How common are they and how often do you see them? Albino, wow. I think I've heard of like platinum, albino, probably both rare, but pretty damn rare, man. Like I barely see albino silver arowanas. They're definitely not common, that's for sure, but I have seen them before in like public aquariums in like Xianling has them. Quite rare, but man, if you manage to get some, good on you, man. Take good care of them, and I can't wait till I see them full size, because they'll be like unbelievable. But yeah, I have seen them, but not very common, definitely. Would you do sturgeon? Sturgeon was one of the fish I really wanted to keep, and I was quite disappointed to find out that sturgeons were quite hard to keep in terms of like feeding them, making sure they get enough food and size, the fact that they have to compete with my other fish is really difficult, because to make sure that they get enough food compared to my other fish is going to be pretty tough. And even though like my new property will be slightly colder, it's definitely probably not cold enough for like to keep a sturgeon happy and healthy. So I'm not sure if it's the best option for me. So I think sturgeon for me were a huge interest because of their size, but practically speaking, I don't have time to deal with how fussy and finicky they are, because I'm about to start full-time employment, so probably not in the near future. Noah Corbett, what am I studying? This is probably going to be the last question of the night. Um, I'm studying law and science double degree. So hopefully in a couple of months I'll be studying to be full-time lawyer, take that bar exam and everything. Okay, I'll just do these questions. You should do Chana, Pluro, they're cool. Already did Pluro's amazing fish. And one of them actually died in my fish tank because of internal bleeding. Like, he just smashed the wall or something. Must have been when I was sleeping because I didn't see it. I found them in the morning just dead. And yeah, I was pretty upset about it because he wasn't that big. The tank was big, but he just killed himself. I don't even know how it happened. It must have